Morning Watermark Church, second investment in the book of Romans this week. You know, the book of Romans outlines for us what the Apostle Paul calls the gospel of God. This gospel is not simply about God, it belongs to God. The gospel is God's design. It was not the product of Paul's ingenuity or of any other apostle or prophet. God alone is the author and the goal of the gospel. The same God who spoke the world into existence by the word of his power is at work for the salvation of his people through his gospel. Once calling in the book of Romans so significant, it's actually an important theme throughout the opening verses of Romans, both the specific vocational call and the call to salvation. And among the first things that Paul mentions in this letter is his apostolic call, which forms the basis of his teaching, his authority, and even his own self-understanding. Paul was conscious that Christ directly commissioned him to preach the gospel, and he saw this calling as a particularly clear evidence of God's grace in his life. After all, the Lord in his good pleasure not only chose to save him, but he also ordained him that as a former persecutor of the church would have a leading role in taking the gospel to the Gentiles. According to verse 5, Paul's vocational call involved preaching the obedience of faith to the nations. This phrase can mean the obedience that flows from faith, or the obedience that is faith itself. But both reading reflects key biblical truths developed in this epistle. To obey God truly is to trust in Jesus alone for salvation, and keeping his commandments is a necessary fruit, not the ground of this salvation. So will you join me this coming Sunday as we go through verses 2 to 13 of Romans chapter 1. May God bless you. I will see you all tomorrow.